We're here to talk about Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
You're watching Connected Digital World.
Andrew from Connected Digital World here. A few weeks ago we went to a secret location to have a look at Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. We got to talk with the lead game designer and the lead writer. And there's some new gameplay footage in there too. Enjoy.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Hello.
Would you like to both introduce yourselves and tell us what you do?
Yes. Yeah. I'm Jean-Sebastien, lead game designer on Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Yes, I'm Darby McDevitt. I'm the lead writer of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Thank you for joining us on International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Hello. Yes. Oh. Yeah. A long time ago, I was like, "You do have a trailer planned for this day, right?" And I'm like, I don't think we do.
Okay, we'll skip that bit. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about AC4?
Oh yes, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag tells the story of Edward Kenway. For those of you familiar with Assassin's Creed 3, Connor Kenway and Haytham were the two main characters of that. Edward is the grandfather of Connor and the father of Haytham. He's a Golden Age pirate. He's originally from Wales, moved to Bristol when he was young, went to the West Indies to become a privateer, and fell into piracy. So we tell the story of how this pirate gets involved in our age-old Assassin Templar conflict, and how he causes a bit of chaos, and ultimately, hopefully, he becomes a better man for it.
So why did you guys choose sort of pirates and that particular era? Because you've obviously, with previous Assassin's Creed games, you've sort of gone forward in time, and now you're kind of going back.
Yeah.
There are two directions, the one that concerns you and another that's more gameplay related. With A3, there was a Singapore studio that developed an excellent naval package, and during the development, the brand team felt like we could do something bigger with it, and maybe go toward some kind of a new form of open world game in the market, but also for Assassin's Creed. And that's when we started to think about piracy. And then you go 2 generations back.
Yeah. So we had this idea because when we were working on Assassin's Creed 3 and we knew that we had these 2 characters that we were talking about, we thought, okay, we did the Ezio trilogy where we saw him grow up. What if we didn't do this time? What if we actually told the story of a family? So we'd been kicking around the idea of doing a game based with Edward, and because of this naval combat system, because of going back in time, landed us squarely in the last stage of the golden age of piracy with Blackbeard right there. It was just too tempting. It was a low-hanging fruit, so we picked it.
So what did you guys use for inspiration?
I did a lot of reading right off the bat. There's the book that brought us all the information about the Golden Age of Piracy is called The General History of Pirates by Captain Charles Johnson. That might have been a pseudonym, but it was published in 1724, just 6 years after Blackbeard died. So it was a really contemporary book at the time, and it sold well, I think, and really gave everyone this idea of what pirates were like in the West Indies. So I started there, and then branched out to a bunch of contemporary histories of piracy. A fantastic book called The Republic of Pirates by a guy named Colin Woodard gave us the one key we needed, which was how do we get all these pirates into one story. We didn't want it to feel like Forrest Gump, where Edward sails around and randomly just happens to meet every single Golden Age pirate. That would have been a bit forced, but thankfully Nassau was a place where all these pirates congregated for quite a while, and after reading Colin's book, it became very clear that that's what our game had to be a core feature of our game.
For those people who've never played an Assassin's Creed game, shame on you, there's a modern day element and obviously the past element. Do you want to explain how that works? And because I think people are sort of a bit confused who've never played the game.
Yeah.
So, in your words, how would you describe it?
Okay.
Good luck.
Yes, that's a trick question. You catch me if I mess up. In the game, there is a machine that enables to go back in the DNA memories of oneself. And for a while it was Desmond. We were exploring Desmond memories, and you would be playing Desmond in the present day, in an anonymous machine, and you would access his memories. So there's been Altair, there's been Ezio, and Connor. Now, Desmond's dead. He died at the end of 83.
Spoiler.
So the question is, how do we continue without somebody that has the DNA that enables to do that? And that's what we answer in actually.
Now, in the present day is a really nice. Actually, being in the UK, I'll use this analogy that I like quite a bit. It's the analogy I like is that this is the video game world's Doctor Who, right? It's got the Animus as a machine allows us to go back into the genetic memories of a single strand of DNA, but we all contain thousands and thousands of people in our past, so we get to have a constantly replenishing main character. We get to time travel. We have a bit of science fiction wrapper, on this. The Animus is very sci-fi. But what's fun about Assassin's Creed is that the present day is this anchor that we can have this universe that's constantly evolving in the present day, but it gives us an excuse of why we go back to different time periods. But it's all tied to one big story. So that's kind of why we like the Animus. It also, as in a loose way, justifies a lot of game mechanics. Why you have HUD elements, why you have this idea of synchronizing with your ancestor.
Boundaries of the world, the memory boundaries.
And AC4 is actually going to be a good reintroduction to this concept because we've gotten rid of the Desmond character. And in fact, we've gotten rid of the idea of playing a character in the present totally. You now play yourself, so it's in first-person view, and you are a historical researcher at the fun and lively Abstergo Entertainment. It's a great company to work for, great bonus schemes and healthcare benefits.
So not like Ubisoft.
Yeah, no, actually, it's in a different location. There are references to Ubisoft, but it's a different company. Actually, our load-up screen says Ubisoft and Abstergo Entertainment. Very distinct. But so, for people who are maybe getting into this, or curious about getting into this series for the first time, this is actually a good entry point because we reintroduce the concept of slowly who are Templars, who are assassins.
And this time the present is a Abstergo building in which you can go whenever you want. There is a tiny story thread. But you can go whenever you want and explore and actually hack the computers to discover secrets of Abstergo and so on.
Excellent. So let's talk a little bit about multiplayer. Do you want to tell us the enhancements you made for multiplayer for AC4?
Yes, mostly for multiplayer. They brought, it's Annecy who is actually building it. They did two big enhancements. One is the ability to define your own modes and share them with your friends. That's called Games Lab, and that's the main innovation for this new episode. And then the second point is that they also went further with their Wolfpack mode, which is a PvE mode where you and your friends are fighting AIs. Now there is a story that is wrapping it up, and there are much more levels than before. So Games Lab, customizing your modes, and more co-op.
Captain Kenway, come fast! There's soldiers have kept a man in irons. They mean to hang him.
This pirate bears the blood of many innocents on his hands. His Majesty's honourable representative has decreed that... I don't want to know how this story unfolds. I'm begging you. A moment more. Well done, Edward.
Obviously the game is very big, it's huge, it's open world, there's lots of islands to explore. Probably the most important question is how many sea shanties are there?
Well, there are, this was a personal pet project of mine and the audio directors. I'm so glad we got this in, but we had this idea of collecting sea shanties throughout the, so you'll see them floating around on song sheets throughout the world. You start with 10 and there are a total of 35, so you can collect up to 25. But also, in addition, we have taverns all around the world, both in the Spanish towns and the British towns. And there are 35 additional folk songs, so a total of 70. We recorded a total of 70 songs, authentic songs from the time period in the game. So it's a rich tapestry of music in this game. It's going to be great.
So when's the game out and on what formats?
November 1st in the UK. On current gen, and then day one with all the console launches. So
6 formats actually.
Six
It's,
formats,
Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
And the PS4's got some exclusive content, hasn't it?
Yes, Evelyn. So the character that was introduced on the Vita, Evelyn, for Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. She also has some extra content in the Sony family, about an hour of content, written by the original writer Jill Murray of Liberation, so it fits nicely right in with our game.
Excellent. We look forward to playing it. Thanks a lot,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you.
Kill him! Kill him!
Thanks for watching. You can also watch our exclusive interview with Ashraf Ismail by clicking on the screen now, and if you haven't subscribed to us, click on the button for more interviews, gameplay videos, unboxings and more.